Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Wow, today is actually day number one. We are beginning with the new construction project that we have here at 403 MLK. And check this out, man. Now begins the race. And I want to emphasize this very, very clearly that it is a race to get this thing done as fast as possible, making sure that we do all the inspections and everything else that needs to be done. The goal is to try to do it in 90 days. The last time I had that goal, I think we ended up hitting about 110, 118 days or something like that. But I messed up the day somehow last time. I don't know. So keep me honest. Today, February 5th, is day one. Day one of the construction. So I'm going to show you a few things that we did here. Let me make this smaller. And we are going to show you here what's happening. This is actually pretty cool. We have the guy out here just pushing up some of the. So this is what's really crazy here is that all this, the grass just kind of overgrows in this area. We're just kind of making it. Let me stop this. So as you can see here, the property boundary line is right there. Okay, and so what happens is we had some really tall grass here that was just coming through. It's just really in the way. And what we want to do is we want to throw in a nylon wire from this corner to this corner so we know exactly where the property boundary line is. This stuff that we mess up, man, I'm telling you, we always do right by the neighbors and we fix it. We put, sod, a little bit of sod on their side, but we want to be good neighbors. So we're kind of messing it up right now, but that's part of the game. Let me show you the next one. Okay, so this is something that you can do pretty easily, okay? It's nothing that's very, very crazy or difficult. As a matter of fact, your contractors can do this work for you. But one of the things that I want to teach you guys and show you guys is that it's not that complicated. It's something that you can do, and I think that the very first one or first few that you do, you get out there and actually do this stuff because you learn exactly how this whole process works. So I got a couple of guys out there. This is the guy that does the fill dirt. And the fill dirt is basically where the pad goes, and then the guy who drives the bobcat. And so basically what we've done is we've gone to the corner of the property all the way down here, and essentially we have put a stake on the ground. That stake is very, very close, and I'm going to show you here a little bit next where it's at, but that stake is right by the marker. And so what we want to measure is going to be 25 foot. So what I told him, I said, hey, I need to measure 25 feet out to where we're at, because that 25 foot is the building setback line. So we can't build in front of that. That's a kind of a requirement for most city jurisdictions. But for the project that we're doing here, they specifically don't want us to be within 25 feet. And I'll show you a little bit more later. So going from one side to the other, so we marked, let me show you real quick. So what we did is we ended up marking 25 feet this way. And then the plan shows that this way it's 7 feet and 0.3 feet, which is going to be 4 inches approximately. Okay, it doesn't have to be precise right now. I want to emphasize that as well. This portion of it does not need to be super emphasized, because the guys who are going to be doing the framing for the foundation, those guys have to be very, very precise. But for the fill dirt, it doesn't. I mean, it has to be pretty close, but it doesn't have to be a perfect science. So we're moving along. We've put that other stake here. So basically, if I can show you just as a point of reference from where I was at, this was where we were just at before, and now we're at 7 feet, about 4 inches. 7 feet 4 inches. That's where this point is. And then from here, we basically measured how long the frontage of the duplex is going to be, so they can have another marker over there. So I want to show you basically how it works. If you can see here down at the very bottom, you'll see the marker. You see the yellow thing here. I kind of put it in the middle, and I want the line wire to be kind of sort of in the middle, so that way we run the wire this way. This stake that's on the ground is just the one that the survey markers do, but the little yellow one on the ground is the one that actually marks it. So let me show you a little bit closer up. That's what it looks like down there. Texas Professional Surveying, that's TPS. It's upside down, but that's where their marker is, and that's what I want to go off of. I think we have one more. No, that's it. That's all the pictures we have. So now what we want to do is I'm going to show you real briefly. So one of the things that we have out there is just the plans. The plans are going to give us a basic idea of where we're at with everything. There's two things. We have something called the site plan, which is just going to show you the layout of where the structure is going to sit, but the site plan does not give you the dimensions, the length and width of the actual structure. So if you look here, let me get my marking tool here. If you look here, what this thing is telling us here on this side, say for example, look, I know this is kind of cut off here on this side, but you know, pretend like it's all the way out here, okay? So what this thing is telling us is it's 64.5 feet from the very front here all the way back. Let me see, let's move forward. And so what I'm doing is just getting an idea. See, it says I'm zooming in on the 64.5 feet because that's how far we want to go back. And so I got the guy out there from this corner going all the way back 64.5 feet. You see how we have the chalk, okay. There it is, 64.5. That's the width on one side. And so on this side, we have the nylon string that you can see here. Basically keeping the boundary line. This line is pretty tight and we're trying to keep that one true and straight. And this is where I was telling you we have 7 feet and about 4 inches this way. And then from here to the front of the property boundary line, not the front of the street, but the property boundary line, we have 25 feet. And then from here back, 64.5. Okay, so does that make sense? I mean, hopefully that makes sense to you guys, and you know, it makes perfect sense to me because that's basically where the structure is going to sit. And all we did was just mimic this one back here, and we're just going to put it over here. That's all it is. Once we get there, and I'll have the foundation guys, whenever they're out there, I'll just talk to them real briefly, say, hey man, just keep the line same with these guys. That way the property isn't like super shifted off of where it needs to be. But that's all we're doing here. We're marking these corners of the property boundary lines and also the corners of the actual structure. All right, guys, so that is all I have for you today. And man, day one, February 5th, 2025 for this new duplex. We're going to see how fast we can get this thing started. Next thing on the agenda is to order the material for the foundation. So the guys are going to be doing the foundation. They have a foundation frame or form, basically what they do. The form itself is made out of 2x10s, 2x12s, depends, and so we're going to order that material or have it delivered so that way it's there for them. That way when the guy comes and finishes off the fill dirt, because what he's going to do is going to come in and bring in dirt. And it's going to be a mound of dirt that's going to be all in this little area here. You'll see it. It's going to be kind of a little bit higher, which is normal. And then basically what's going to happen is that the foundation guys are going to come in and actually form out the foundation the way it's supposed to look. That looks ugly. And then after that, we're going to get the guys who are going to come in and dig down for the piers and all that stuff. So, but right now the next point is to order the material for the wood material for the forms. That's all I got for you guys today. Have a good one. I will see you soon.